Okay, I thought I'd make this video to help somebody else who may run into the same issue. So this is a C5 Zo6, or I'm sorry, C6 Zo6 brake caliper, and I'm putting it on my C5, but I wanted to rebuild it, get it all powder coated, put all new seals in it. So got all the seals out, the pistons out, but I noticed that on the first one I did, I was able to get out, I think, out of the 8 on the front, I was able to get out, I think, 5. And the rest of them stripped the heads out. So the original ones came with those, basically an Allan head, and again, super square in there, big breaker bar, and couldn't budge it. Now, the next one, I did drill those out, and I'm going to show you guys that how I did that. But the next calipers I did, I used a lot of PB Blaster first and let it soak overnight. And then what I did is I put some PB Blaster in there, and then I would use the MAP gas for about 15 seconds on the head and just like blast it. Get it real hot, and those seem to crack loose pretty good. Again, giant breaker bar that you'll, let me show you that. So big breaker bar, and then I also have a really good quality 1/2-inch Allan head. Again, this thing is the only way to go. Don't try any cheap kind. This one is a chromoly steel, and it's 1/2-inch. I think if you do anything less, you're gonna have problems. And I actually snapped one of these, just of a cheap one. So if these get stuck, which I still have 3 that the previous owner must have tried, and I couldn't get the Allan head to bite. Then there was one Torx bit that was in there, and I thought that was gonna come out pretty easy. But again, that one was in there really good and had the Torx in there really good with a nice breaker bar, and it spun. So basically stripped it out. So I'm going to show you guys how to actually get these things out a safe way, to where you're not having to worry about harming the threads in there. I wish somebody would have had this out there when I was making this video. I did see one guy that drilled it out on the floor, and he took a vice grip and then just like kicked it. I don't want to do that. And it worked for him, but I had too many of these, so I wanted to be a little bit more gentle. I didn't want to break the thing. So what I did, so this is the tool. This is a stud, basically a stud easy out. And it came with regular easy outs, so the long easy outs like this that I was going to try. Then I was like, well, you know what? These are meant for studs. I've never tried one before. And this one seems like you got to drill a lot more. These seem like a really short drill. So I tried it, and man, it's amazing. So basically this is a 1/4-inch one, and it says you used a 7/16 drill bit. So you got to drill out the head first. And again, I still use PB Blaster in there because I want to keep that bit cool as much as I can. I've got a really good Milwaukee drill here, and I just put it on drill setting. And then again, this is a 7/16 drill bit, and I'll confirm that here in a minute, but I think that's what it is. So put it on low speed, and let me make sure you guys are seeing this. Yeah. Put on low speed. I got it in a vise just to keep it from moving. And again, take your time. Good steady pressure right down the middle. You don't need to do a pilot hole because you already have the hole from the bit. So it's starting to really bite really good. But I do slow down a little bit, and I'll take a little bit more PB, just again to kind of cool it down. Make sure the blade doesn't get hot. I'm gonna hit it again. getting close. I basically get it to where I'm just past where the bit would bury. So probably about 1/4 of an inch or a little less is all you need. First few I went a little deeper, thinking I needed to go deeper, but I didn't really have to because it bites so well. Okay, that's probably enough. Let me just go just a tiny bit more. Probably don't need it, but I lean on it. And this bit came with it. It's a left-hand turn bit, which I'd never used before. But obviously, if you're wanting to take something off, you don't want to use a drill, a right-hand drill, because you're just drilling in and pushing it to the right. So tightening it. So seems to make sense. And obviously that'll help with the other bit grabbing. So as you can probably see in there, there's a bunch of shavings that we'll want to get out before we actually put that in. So make sure I got this thing set right. So what I do is I'll put a little bit more PB on there. Again, as it's hot, you know, a little PB, it'll probably soak into those threads a bit more. I still want the PB to work because, again, I still have to pop those threads loose. So then I take my air nozzle and I blow those out because I've got to get it as deep as possible. So just a quick blow in there. And then if you look, you can just kind of see how deep that is. It's not that deep. Not that deep. All right, so the next part is just to get that, or actually what I'll do next is I do like to heat it up again. So again, I think the heat really helps. So this is the same thing I do on a head that is not drilled out. Again, about 10, 12 seconds. I'll take a little bit more PB because again, the metal is shrinking and expanding. So it'll help draw that PB in there. As you can see, it kind of starts sucking in there. Which again, we still want to have as much lubricant as possible. And it doesn't affect the bite on this here. So you just drop it in there, kind of get it seated. And again, you're gonna go to the left just like you're pulling it out because the threads on this thing are reversed. So let me see if you guys can see that. Yep, so I've got a long breaker bar. It's probably about a 3-foot breaker bar. And so it starts pulling in there. And it's sucking down. I'll move this over a bit because I need a little bit more to turn on it. I want you guys to see it crack loose here. See if you guys still see that. Yeah. So let me tighten up my vise here a little bit more. Of course, the other ones, every one that I did prior to this, like popped right out. Let's see. Get it square. There it goes. So, as you can see, this thing works freaking amazing. So I can just twist it out by hand. Threads are still intact. No danger of going too deep in there. And Dude, look at how awesome that is. I mean, it just works crazy. And he's put this in a vise, turn it the other way to get the bit out. But that's what I found works the best. And so, yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully that helps somebody else out.